one of the best scientific minds we have today.
Marco Culver, Speed Recovery Fitness Network. All right, guys, we are back at it in action. Okay, so we got this nice here little Tahoe. We got a massive dent in the rear bumper. We're gonna see if we can save it. The dent is actually what's pushing out this little body line right here with the bumper. We're gonna see if we can save it. Okay, it's a new bumper. You got parts. You got R&I. You got all those other stuff. You gotta, you know what I mean? We're gonna try to save it. Let's go ahead. We're gonna break down all the tools you need if you have a massive dent like this. Yes, it most likely will require paint. All right, so the list of tools that you need to actually do this repair at home is alarmingly cheap and small. $20 heat lamp from your local hardware store and a $10 UV lamp / heat lamp. That'll get you to about 160, 170 degrees. We do need to kick up the heat a little bit more. We got a drill, we have our screws, and we have a pry bar so we can try and push on from the back. We got our heat gun. You guys can already figure out where I'm going with this. So we're gonna get the bumper nice and hot, and then we're gonna drill some screws into it, and we got our pliers here, or you can grab a set of vice grips, even better, and we're going to go ahead and pull it out manually. We're going to work at this for a couple minutes with the heat gun, see if we can get it a little bit hotter, and as you guys can see, that very quickly in just a couple minutes got it up to 240, almost 250 degrees right there. So now we're going to go ahead and pop a couple screws in the bumper, and then from here, we're going to manually, by hand, with our cheap little $2 set of Dumbo Harbor Freight pliers, pull it out. Now, to those of the trolls that are watching and saying, oh man, this is such a hack job, he's doing everything wrong. Well, you're totally right. I am doing this purposely wrong, okay? Because I do realize that some of my subscribers, my fans, my followers, people watching this at home, this is exactly how they're going to attempt to do it because they have limited tools. I have a full professional body shop. I know the exact way to do things. I know I've shown on my channel many times, this is how you do things the right way, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing things the wrong way today, okay? Just to show you guys at home, hey, you can have minimal tools. You can literally have $100, if that, worth of tools sitting on the ground and a can of filler, and you can make a totally trash bumper that would otherwise cost exponential dollars to fix and replace at a body shop. You can do this right at home, guys. So that's what I'm trying to display here. We're going ahead and we're getting our sanding ready and our sanding done. That way we can apply some filler. Just for good luck, we got some sparkling water. We're going to spit on there and wipe it off, clean it off. There is no nutritional value in this. There isn't any vitamins or caffeine or anything that's going to add any nutritional value to our repair, like our other drinks we usually spit on there. But we're just going to do it just to give us some good luck. So, filler of choice. Once you get your area clean, we have the Fiberall Light. Okay, look on the can. Says designed to be filled over holes, to bridge holes. Says can be sanded and shaped, meaning it is designed to put over a panel that is kind of jaggedy like this, and you can sand it to shape. What does that mean? You can pile it on there pretty high, sand it down, shape it the way you want it, kick it on down the road. Now, for our filler, we have just a, this is a glazing filler, glazing putty, a little bit thinner, a little bit more runny, but still has some pretty good structure. This stuff, this is kind of how I like to do my heavy repairs now. I'll do most of my major body work with the Fiberall Light, and then I will go ahead and fill in all the lows with that. And then I'll get to where I can just put a couple, maybe 2 coats of, some icing over it, some glaze, or like a kind of like a hybrid glaze filler over it, and sand that out, and boom, we're done. Why? Because these glaze fillers sand super quick, especially when you knock some 36 grit on there, or a cheese grater. We did pile it on a little too high, so we did whack out the good old school cheese grater. None of the new age auto body guys even know what the heck that even is, or that technique. But yeah, so we knocked down some of the highs, got it knocked down a little bit. Now we got the 36 grit out. We knocking it down more with that. We got a pretty good shape back to the bumper, just with some basic Fiberall Light and some filler. Now we are ready for primer.
I'm very, very happy with how this final sanding went out. I think we sanded it the final with 400 grit, putting a little bit of the Speedocoat SS 2790G filler primer over it. No, we didn't use any adhesion promoters or anything like that. There was a couple small burn throughs with the plastic, not really enough to take any extra steps, especially for a small at-home DIY style repair like this. Guys, I've put this Speedocoat primer fillers over plastic burn throughs all the time, never had a problem, never had a comeback. It'll work perfectly fine. You're going to go ahead and you're going to apply 2 wet coats over the repair area, maybe 3 if you still see some little kind of pinholes or some stuff you don't like. Let that sit out in the sun for about a day or 2, shrink back, do what it's going to do, and then sand it out with 400 grit. And this is what you're going to be left with, a beautifully smooth surface ready for paint. That is going to wrap it up for this one, as this is a 2-part video, so I hope you guys stay tuned for the second video. If you guys are looking for the best, most user-friendly auto body and detail products in the world, head to www.speedocoat.com. They have everything you need to get the job done.